to finding calm in the chaos. I am Denise Sith, and this is my podcast. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Finding Calm in the Chaos. I'm Denise. Oh my God. It is Wednesday, my friends, and today is Peter's first day of school at his regular school. Yep. So, a lot of anxiety over this one, but like internal anxiety, because he's having a blast. Like he's all in to this school right now. And I'm glad. I hope he has a great year. I hope all the things happen. That's pretty much it with that. I'll keep you guys notified or up to date on Saturday's coffee talk. But I really don't have anything planned for this episode because I spent the week planning for school, and I just ran around and didn't have anything to talk about. I have stuff to talk about, but nothing like structured to talk about. You know what I'm saying? I know that I've got a ton of stuff going on that I need to work on. So I thought I would just take a short episode today to talk about all the stuff that I'm working on now that Pete's in school. Like finally, I have basically 5 hours of uninterrupted time, unless I interrupt myself and meet somebody for lunch. That's another thing. Like if you're local and you want to have lunch, like I'm all in. I'm finally in. Like I can do all of these things. I'm going to look forward to that. And I'm hoping that it brings my stress level down even more. So I've been working on reducing my anxiety and my stress. This whole school thing did not help that. I'm going to be super honest. It did not help at all. But, you're always a work in progress, right? We're not perfect. We're imperfectly perfect. And that's how God created us. And I've been living that. Okay. I've been living that reality. So one of the things that I've been working on, as you guys know, I feel like what's been a decade, but I have been working on the books, the children's books. I literally have 14 stories done. They're done. They're in my little writing app. I have a little writing app on my phone. They're all done. I just need to illustrate them. It's the illustration that's the hardest part. Not because I don't know how to draw. I know how to draw. I know how to draw in several different styles. However, it's for me to sit down and creatively start bringing the words to life. I need uninterrupted time. And I just didn't have that in the past. It's give or take here and there, right? But when it comes to my stuff, that's what I need. So I'll finally be able to start working on the Food Traveler books and getting them out, hopefully to release as soon as possible. I can't even give a date. I don't know. I'm not even giving myself a date because I felt like every time I gave myself a date and I disappointed myself when I didn't meet that deadline, that it's just easier to do it this way. When they come out, they come out. I'll let you know, peeps. I'll let you know. You'll know when they're done. Then I'm working on another project that is kind of like a special project to me personally. It kind of came to me out of the blue. So I'm working on that. That's a separate project in its entirety. It is also a book, but separate from the Food Traveler series. And then a third project with respects to books. I'm telling you, I have all this stuff going on, guys. It's just having time. And this is probably going to be the one that's done first. Go figure. However, the most recent one. So over the summer, when Peter was tutoring with Dr. Cheryl Peterson, okay, and she has a book out called Ideas. She also has All for One, All for Four, All in Four. Damn me, I don't remember it. The book is somewhere. I had it right over on the coffee table a second ago, but I think I moved it to the bookshelf. She has 2 books. So Dr. Cheryl Peterson, great books. One's a workbook for her ideas. The second one, so she's connected with that. There is another Dr. Cheryl Peterson, but she does something else. Dr. Cheryl Peterson with a C, and she does ideas. There's a little light bulb. And also her book is got a 4 in pencils. it looks like a pencil, but they're like number 4 with pencils. That's the right Dr. Cheryl Peterson. So plug on Amazon for those because they're amazing. But over the summer, she was helping tutor Peter in kind of getting him ready for actual school out of a homeschool setting. It's a big difference. Just like a lot of people don't understand how when they pull their kids out of school for whatever reason, they want to homeschool. They want to know how they're going to sit their kid in front of a TV or a tablet or a computer for 8 hours and wonder how that's going to work. That's not homeschooling. That's schooling. Homeschooling is different. Okay. So it's not going to be 8 hours. That's for sure. Good Lord. But once, when you're switching from homeschooling back into schooling, that's different. I do like the way they change up classes quickly here. So he's constantly being, captivated and interest being kept. And just when they think they're probably going to lose the kid's attention, they move into a new subject or in another room. So that's going to work great. He's super excited about it. But over the summer, he, through their learning how to write and coming up with ideas and all the things fun and Dr. Cheryl, they wrote a book. Peter wrote a book under the direction of Dr. Peterson. And so she printed it out and added some stock photos to it and basically said it was written by him. And so underneath it, it says it's illustrated by Denise Sith. And I'm like, I didn't illustrate that. She's like, yeah, but you can now. And I'm thinking, yeah, I can. And it is a really fun story. Anybody who knows Peter's imagination knows that it's wild. It's a wild story. Okay. And it really is cohesive in what it's doing. So I'm illustrating that currently because for me, it's a little bit easier to illustrate someone else's words. I know this sounds crazy, but I've never illustrated. I draw. I am an artist. I don't really do a thing. I'm very creative. I crochet. I do all the things. Okay. But I draw very well. And I have since grammar school. And so it's just something that I do. It's not something that I would ever think to do professionally. Until now, I'm like, hey, I'm going to fall back on this because I need it. And I'm not paying somebody else to do something that I could do the way I want it and that I'm seeing it in my mind. But it's so much easier to illustrate and creatively make something come to the paper, like to life, to visually from reading someone else's words than your own. Because I already had this like preconceived idea of exactly what everybody, everything, all the colors were going to look like in my books. But I didn't have that for Peter. So it's kind of nice that I was able to kind of creatively do that. It was a much more freeing way to draw. And so it's been quicker for me. I am almost through with it at this point. And I'm very happy with all the pages that I've had. So I'm like, this is awesome. So then she sent me a site, Dr. Peterson, where you can basically make books out of like these young author club, right? And so I went to the link and I thought, how cool, I can make a book with this and like they'll actually print it out for me and whatnot. But then I thought, you got to buy a block of ISBNs when you actually publish a book. Why don't I publish his book? And that would make Peter published at 9 years old. Well, he'll be 9 by the time I get to it. So I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? Like, how cool would that look on a college resume? Oh, I'm a published author. You are? Yeah, I published a book when I was 9. How cool is that? And maybe it'll inspire him to write more stories because he's super creative and he has tons of stories. So maybe if like I can have him write a story every summer, that would be, and I could illustrate it for him. Maybe that's something he'd be interested in. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's just mom's wishful thinking, but I'm going to try to foster that, kind of give it a little spark and see where it goes. So stay tuned. We got another book coming out, except Peter's the author and I am the illustrator only, by the direction and tutelage of Dr. Cheryl Peterson. There's that. How cool is that though? I don't know. She's an amazing tutor and teacher, and homeschool co-op teacher and everything that she does. She's a wonderful friend. She's a wonderful sister in Christ. She's just a overall well-rounded, nice fucking human. There's that. I said the F word. There you go. I don't want to hear it. I got no sponsors. I don't want to hear it. I'm still working that out, and I really don't even care at this point. I'm like, yeah, you know what? I'm just more interested in this being a personal project that's going to stick with my heart. I'm not changing it because I want to get paid by some sponsor that I don't even use. It's not going to happen. It's not me. It's not me, and it's not why I do this podcast. I have plenty of people listening and downloading every week, so I don't have to worry about it. It's like it is what it is. Yeah, when it happens, it happens. I need like double more to start getting ad pay automatically, but it'll get there when it gets there. I think it's way exceeded the numbers that I had planned for my podcast to date. I'm literally double in the place that I've been. Like the numbers are double. It's crazy. And it's all because of you guys. Thank you. What else is going on? So we got all the school stuff down. We got the book stuff down. The Buster stuff. Buster, he's okay. I'm seeing a change. I mean, it's not huge. Okay. But he's huge, but not the behavior change is not huge, but he is reactive. Okay. He has a reactivity towards people, dogs, squirrels, papers, bags, garbage, bunnies, birds, pretty much everything. There's that. We're working on it. And he's getting much better than he was, because now at least when we're giving him the command, we don't want him to stop reacting. We understand he can't just shut his brain off, but we want him to know that we have acknowledged that it's time. Like, we understand that he's doing something. We understand somebody's there. So take it down a notch, like shush, bring it in a little. You don't need to bark, like right after I said it. Right after I said it. Shush, that's enough. Thank you. It was a school bus. So yeah, a school bus went by. So he's just like, but good boy, Buzzy. Good boy. See? But yeah, so I know Peter's going to pipe up now from the back because he probably didn't even remember that I told him I was going to record, but there's that. What else is going on? Oh, well, here's a little something. I know you guys really loved, what was it, last year? Yeah. Time's going so fast. I don't even know when anything is, but yes, it was last year. So, but, next June, so June of 2025, we can officially announce now, because the planning has escalated, but we've chosen our best, our next big vacation destination, and we are going back to Europe. We really enjoyed our last trip. Those of you who've been following along know we went to Vienna, Austria. We went to Bratislava, Slovakia, Tomasov, Slovakia, back to Vienna, Austria, then to Venice, Italy, and then to Rome, Italy. This time, we want to get more Italy in. So we decided to go back in June. We're going to go for 20 days. It doesn't give us as much time as we want. Is it 18 or 20 days? I don't remember. We kept changing it, but it's between 18 and 20 days. I'm not really sure. It's almost a little bit more than a half month, but we wanted to get more time in. So we're going to be in Milan. We're going to be in northern Italy this time and work our way down to central. So we're going to be in Milan and Parma, and then Bologna, Florence, and then back down to Rome, where we'll finish our trip with my friends, Tiziana and Alessandro in Rome. There are friends there. We're going to hang out, spend some time with them because we missed them and we had a great time with them last time when we were there. They hosted us and took us on, met up with us graciously, hung out a little bit out of their time, and we appreciate that. But I love her to death and we want to spend more time with them. So we're going to finish out in Rome. And so we've just booked the apartment in Milan. So you got to act on this stuff fast because they really go quicker than you're supposed to. So I didn't want to really start booking anything until October, but two of the places that I really wanted got booked already. So it's our number one choice in what we currently have available, but it was our number three choice with what we had originally chosen, if that makes sense. So we just committed and we did that. So now we'll just keep moving along as the dates are moving. I'll do things a little bit differently. We had issues obtaining tickets in Italy last time we were there. So we've decided that we were going to purchase everything ahead of time. And we were also going to seek out the restaurants that we actually wanted to eat in so that we can make reservations ahead of time. This way we don't have to do anything outside of lunches and stuff like that, hitting up little places that we want. And I'll already have a list. And if you guys know me, I have my little, what are these called? And remember those? Oh, like a composition notebook. So I bought one with like, I don't know, looks like lemons or almonds or something on them. I don't really know, but I'm going to go through and put down like what we are going to see when and if we've purchased our tickets yet, the restaurants that are reservations of, and then restaurants we want to be stopping in and getting stuff with throughout the day. It'll be so much easier. I plan a good vacation. I've had more than one person be like, I want to go on vacation with you. You really find good places. You do. And I'm telling you right now, people, you could have this vacation as well. You just need to plan ahead of time. You got to do the research. You got to watch the YouTube videos. You have to look at all the food people that are eating in Milan, Parma, Bologna, wherever you want to go. And you got to look and see. You got to find out how much time you're going to be there. You have to give yourself travel days. Now, Mr. Sith, he does all the travel. Like I do airfare there and back. And then he does trains. I don't do trains. Like I'll get on a train, but I don't do train schedules and stuff. That's his job. Like I don't do that. I plan everything else. He does that. Boom. And so we got the Milan apartment is booked. I'm going to tell you guys, it is spectacular. Like we really, really could not wait to get to Rome, which obviously was the last place and is the last place on our itinerary next year, like it was last year. But we had a great, I don't know if you guys remembered, I have social media videos, all of that, of our penthouse apartment in Rome, overlooked Palatine and the Arch, and we looked at the Colosseum was right in front of us. We could see the tomb of the dead soldiers, the fallen soldiers or forgotten soldiers. And you could see all of that just from our patio. Our balcony. It was fabulous. So this place is a penthouse as well. But it has like a 120 degree like window view of Milan. I'm like, stop it right now. Right by the Duomo. So I'm super excited about that. A Duomo is a church for those of you who don't know. So I have to start brushing up on my Italian. Now I got to figure out like when I'm going to fit that in. I just have to find a routine schedule because I have to make this stuff available to me, period. But it's going to be, I'm super excited about this apartment. It's going to be awesome. And there's a restaurant that we have to eat at when we go there. I cannot wait. Like, I cannot wait. There's multiple people highly recommended on TripAdvisor. It's out of the way. It's in a little like neighborhood. So super looking forward to it. Second place was going to be Parma. So Parma, if you don't know, Parma, Italy, known for Parmesan cheese and prosciutto Parma, or Parma prosciutto, wherever you want to say it. I need to be here. Like I want to like so good. So good. There's like two things that I absolutely love, and that's Parma prosciutto and Parmesan cheese. I love Parmigiano Reggiano even more. There's a difference when you live in America where you get these things from. So it is not all the same. And you are not eating Parmesan cheese if it comes in a green canister. Just gonna leave that right there. What else is going on? So that was when we rented our place in Parma, which is city center. So I wanted to be close to walking to everywhere. I'm thinking things through a little bit more. Am I buy a train? Do we have transportation that's easy from the train station? No, you learn when you're traveling with family, which brings me to, it looks like we are planning, it'll be me, Mr. Sith, and Peter, obviously, but we are going to bring my niece, Angelina. We wanted to reward her. She's been working, she's been doing all the things, and we thought it would be fun. And we promised all three of my nieces that we would take them on a vacation with us. We took Bella, was it 3 years now? Last year? 2 years. No, 2 years ago. 2022. We went to Myrtle Beach, North Myrtle Beach in South Carolina, and we took her with us on the road trip. And so that was her trip. Angelina gets to go to Italy. And then our next big trip will probably be taking Natalia, our other niece. And so I don't know where we'll be going for that yet. That's to be determined. You know what I'm saying? But we thought it would be fun. Angelina's currently in the process of getting her documents. She needed an actual birth certificate, not a copy, so she can get her passport. So as soon as we get that, we'll be applying for her passport and get her all set. But she's super excited. And we're glad that we can give her an experience too. Like, what the heck, right? Why not? What else is going on? I don't know. Right now, I'm just looking at apartments in Bologna, which is the next town. So trying to wrap up a few more restaurants and what we're going to do in Parma, because we're only there. We're in Parma for the smallest amount. It's a really small area, but there's so much to do. But we only have basically one full day there. So we'll have a half day the day we arrive, and then we'll have a full day the next day. And then our third day, we'll have whatever time in the morning before checkout, and then whatever we do before we take our train down to Bologna. So, I'm sure we can get everything in on the same day, especially in the location of where the apartment is right in the middle of everything. So I think we'll be good to go. What else is going on? Trying to think. As soon as I get off this, I'm going to think of something. I hate when that happens too, but it happens every time. And then I have to leave myself a little note on, oh, yeah, I forgot to talk about this. I forgot to talk about that. Whatever. Gonna move it along here, Denise. Move it along. That's all I got today, friends. That's all I got. It's just been a whirlwind week, getting Peter back into school, doing all the things, chasing. I'm still slightly flaring. I don't think it's the lupus anymore. I think it's right now the RA, which is rheumatoid arthritis. I did have a flare, a surprise flare. I only get one like every little bit more than a decade ago, like 11, 12 years ago. I had a mesenteric paniculitis flare. I had one last week and it was brutal. I was like, whew, man, I don't miss having these every 10 years. That is horrible. And no clue on what triggers it. I'm going to guess that it's probably when my lupus and RA are both at max capacity that, mesenteric paniculitis is like, hey, don't leave me out, peeps, and let me jump in here. And then, does its thing. But that is gone. Thank God. And then I'm still have some residual back pain for that. If you don't know what mesenteric paniculitis is, it's very rare. Google it. It's too long to go into. It's complicated. People don't even know why you get it. But the pain is like the mixture of gallbladder and appendix all together in your lower back and around your whole midsection down into your upper pelvic area. You want to die. But I just walked around and did shit because that's what I do. Because somebody's got to do it. Story of my life. But I do think I'm down to just rheumatoid arthritis right now. So I'm just continuing to move, continuing to do stuff. I was going to say the doctor was going to do something, but I have a doctor's appointment in a couple weeks just to kind of follow up on labs and stuff since changing the diet, doing new stuff, all of that. So I'll follow up with that. But Mr. Sith and I got Mr. Sith. He says he's on board. We'll see. I even gave him a start date, which is September 1st. September 1st, we are going to start chair yoga together in our living rooms, watching YouTube, because why not, right? Don't have an excuse. We don't want to go somewhere. So like, you got to do it at home. You got to have discipline to do that. So we're going to start that legitimately. I'm going to do the seniors one. I don't even care. I don't even care because something is better than nothing. And I need to start strengthening my core. Like, I'm going to be 55, man. I got to start doing all the, muscle building and stuff like that. Mr. Sith, he just needs to do muscle building, period. He has strength with the muscle in his brain. But yeah, I think I told you guys the story about him not being able to get off the floor the other day because his lower back hurt. And I never know if he's just being exaggerant or if he's just like, I'm just like, stop it. That's where I've gotten. When you live with so much pain daily and you just deal with it, when people have legitimate like issues, I'm sure he has a legitimate issue. Is his legitimate issue most likely caused from him just being out of shape and just not doing anything and having weird, like, okay, both a fire truck and an ambulance just drove by the front of my house and I'm like off the road. So if they're here, they're going to my house or they're going to my block somewhere. So I'll have to check that after this and be the nosy neighbor. But if you have legitimately like live with autoimmune and fibro, or you've got all the pain stuff, right? When people tell you that they hurt, I know I'm not alone and that you look at them like, stop it right now. Like sometimes I feel like you should be ashamed of yourself. I've literally told Mr. Sith, it's probably going to sound mean to a lot of people, but I've literally told Mr. Sith, like, you should be ashamed of yourself. You're 41 years old. I'm going to be 55. The pain you're in right now is legitimately probably a quarter of what I walk around every day, every minute. And I just got to do the things because somebody's got to do the things. Is that the right thing to say? Probably not. But if you have autoimmune and you live with the pains every day, you understand. It's like, I don't get it. I don't get how you can tell me that you have like weird back and neck pain, but you have the worst posture known to man. You do nothing to fix it. And you're on your phone, computer, and games all day. And you do nothing about it. How is that? Like, I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear you do anything. Like, what? Shut up. I mean, because here I am busting my ass, eating special diets, eating certain things. When I do stuff to, treat myself from everybody, like last night, we all went and got Candy Cloud. If you don't know what Candy Cloud is, Google it. It's like these deliciousness little drinks. Oh, and I got their August special, which was horchata ubi. If you don't know what ubi is or horchata, shame on you. But anyway, I got the horchata ubi and I got it iced, and apparently, I went to bed. I got tired. So I went to bed fine, but I got up at like 1:30 and I couldn't go back to sleep till like 4. It's like, what? Stop. I should have known better. Cause I drank it at like between 6 and 6:30. So that was no bueno to begin with. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, wow. Like, that's where my body is. It's like, really? You want to drink this? You want to drink this, Denise? At 6:30? Okay, girl. Get ready to reach it until 3:30 in the morning. Because that's what I had to do. I'm like, sorry. I won't do it again. That's a lie, because I will. You know what I'm saying? Oh, my goodness. That's just life, people. Okay, it's life. All right, my friends. I will talk to you on Coffee Talk and have an update on Peter's first week of school, more writing lessons and all the things. Until then, you know what to do. Lead with kindness. Bye.